what you're saying. I'm saying.
He's the only one that has anything good to say, right?
I'm saying, I'm here, Valley Spring. Big Perk in the building. Everybody around the city happy because, the Knicks won.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of good.
We're getting a whole lot of great energy going on.
Yeah.
I made it.
What's going on?
It's good. How are you?
All right.
Go ahead.
Glad to see you. What's up?
Oh, Tyler said hi.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Doing, man. I just seen you on TV this morning.
Yeah. Hey, jack of all trades. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Figured out to take a big guy out, man. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just keep motivating me.
Yeah, the alumni.
That's very nice meeting you. I'm Cam.
Cam, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? Pleasure to meet you, man. Thanks for having me.
So we appreciate you coming out to Valley Spring.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm Brian Sellery, the CEO and founder of Valley Spring, and I'm here with
Jeff Servino, Chief Marketing Officer at Valley Spring, and getting involved with Big Perk here, and how
let's go.
How can just shed some more light on what players are going through mentally, physically, some of the struggles that they go through, and I think more and more people are being open. We were talking about it before. Just people are more open about their mental health and about what they're going through because of guys like Kevin Love and DeMar DeRozan and these guys. And I think this is a big part of how you can make an impact with every day, not the superstars of the world, but also everyday people that are struggling.
Well, I mean, to be honest, first of all, thank y'all for having me, man. Seriously. When you talk about diving into first the mental health part of it, right? And growing up as a black man in a black community, when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, if I told my friends that I was going to get help, right, seek help for my mental, it was frowned upon. You would get laughed at, right? And not knowing that it was a real thing. It's a real thing because, I was a person that my mom was shot and killed by one of her best friends when I was 5. I was up for adoption. I lived with my grandparents. My grandmother was a maid who made $60 a week. My grandfather made $300 a month. We lived in a home, basically on a little farm that my great-grandfather built. The ceilings was like 6 foot. So after a while, I had to start walking around the house, bent over. And my wife always asks me, she like, I don't never see you really shed tears or cry when adversity hit. And I always tell her because I don't have any more tears to shed. And, as I got older and I started going through certain things, because people think, oh, athletes, you have the world in your hands. Oh, things and shit is just real. It's just, everything just is easy flowing, and it's not, right? So, you're stepping into a world where you have to watch your back at all times, right? And now you're living in a world of social media. You can't run from that. And people call them trolls, but trolls get to people, okay? And then on top of that, you have sports betting that's there, right? So you have
It's in your face
all the time. And probably, and I'm just hypothetically speaking, it's probably maybe more than 50% of the United States probably sports bet.
Oh yeah.
On sports.
Yep.
And you getting death threats, you always being watched, and people don't understand the mentality or the mental toll that it takes on a person. Even trying to go win a championship on a team in a tough market, the pressure that you're under, right? Day to day, the stress. And it could be, you're dealing with that stress, and then you may be dealing with stress that's coming from family members that, may want something, and you tell them no, and all of a sudden they're not your family no more. And you can act like you don't care, but when you done loved and this been your family all your life, and all of a sudden at the drop of a dime they cut off, that's always gonna be on your heart. And so, the mental toughness, I have to applaud Kevin Love, because he was the first person to jump off the porch and actually say, you know what, I need help. And it opened the floodgates for so many other people. Now you could laugh and you could try to frown upon somebody that need mental health if you want to. You're gonna get laughed at. And man, mental health runs so deep that with me, I struggle with trusting people, right? Trusting people because I grew up with my grandparents, because so many people turned their back on me, because, it was times that I was crying because I wanted my mama or I wanted my daddy to have that certain type of support and protection. Not saying that my grandparents didn't do a hell of a job, because they did, but it just wasn't there. And man, the stress could be overwhelming to the point where, I would find myself, my first 3 years in the league, I was drinking a fifth of hen every day. Like, I would leave practice and, it was in my car. You know what I mean? Like, it was in my car ready to go. So from the time I left practice, I was on my video game playing Madden, and I was drinking Hennessy all day. And it got to the point where I wasn't even getting drunk. It was just like almost like it was part of
normal.
Yeah, I felt normal.
Yep.
I felt normal, and then all of a sudden it went from that to the nonstop of me smoking weed. It was a time that I actually was sipping drink, and one of the best things that happened for me is that I had a random drug test one day in the NBA. And I got, and they came in and my name was on the list, and I'm like, oh, like I knew I was popped, and I failed. So I get a call like 2-3 weeks later. They're like, listen, you failed the drug test. You had marijuana, which was like at the time it wasn't a big penalty. But you also had promethazine in your system. Now you got two routes. You could go ahead and join the program, and this is your first strike, or you could take this 10, 15 game suspension. I'm like, well, I'm gonna join the program. Now I'm thinking the program is
Short program.
Well, I knew it was like a year and a half, but I'm thinking, oh, random piss test, drug test, okay, cool, and I'm done. That turned out to be, oh no, sir. This is your doctor. You need to meet with him twice a week. You need to talk to him. And right there, I didn't know, going to talk with someone about life, about everyday struggles, about things that I was going through could be so life-changing and just refreshing. Yes, and refreshing. And right then, it changed my life. No BS aside, it changed my life, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I started to see my leadership take off. But I always had these problems, like kind of that was built up with anger. And I was still going out to the club in the off season. I ended up getting into a fight outside the club. And we went to Instaball, Turkey, and I was with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I remember I had gotten in a fight that off season. We went to training camp there. And when the plane landed, the security was like, hey, don't get off the plane. I was like, what? It was like, we got to figure this out. Let me talk to the police department. But you have a warrant out for your arrest.
Wow.
right? Like worn out. So they like, yeah, this incident outside the nightclub, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna need you to fly to Texas. We're gonna keep it under the radar. Fly to Texas, go do the bail in, bail out, spend 30 grand on a lawyer, and anyway, get the case dismissed, whatever. Get past the season, Sam Presti. This is why I have so much love for him and the medical staff now. And Donnie Strack, my guy, I love him to death. He's the head guy over the whole medical staff still to this day with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He said, Perk, listen, we love you. We want to send you to Kansas. But it's gonna take a sacrifice, and it's this summer. You're gonna be there from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening, Monday through Friday, and you're gonna stay down there. And I was like, what? It's the off season. It's like, trust me. And I went down there, man, and I was in there with all these like top-notch doctors and people in the medical field, whether it was like anesthesiologists and spinal surgeons that had got reported by their nurses or whatever about, you know how their process goes.
It's everyone.
Yeah. And so I'm in there, and it was the best thing that happened for me because I'm the only athlete in there, but we're up in this facility, and man, it's like we're vibing. We having to do these group projects. I'm hearing their story, and I'm watching certain ones. You get defensive. Like, I ain't supposed to be here. And then all of a sudden, when this 6 to 8 week class was up, and we all graduated, everybody walked out of there with a clean heart and a clean spirit. But they also had a level of accountability. Mm-hmm. So my wife always tell me now to this day, she like, every time I tell you something or we tell you something that they feel like is adversity, I laugh, right? So I started laughing because I'm like, I mean, it's not really adversity.
So much,
but like, what are you gonna do about it? You gonna address it, or you gonna walk around pissed the hell off all day long? It's there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so they like, you just laugh, and that makes us all bad. And I laugh again. Like seriously. So I think I know that was the best thing that happened to me because it made me self-check my emotions, but it also checked my mental health.
Yeah. And I didn't know.
No, I
didn't know.
Hearing that.
I didn't know half that stuff, and that's absolutely incredible. And you're here, at Valley Spring today. And the thing it's easy to go through a program, learn a lot, have a great experience, but like, what habits did you learn throughout that entire process that you still use today? Like, what do you do? Meditation? Do you still, talk to a therapist? Are you more open? Do you, speak to the youth? Like, what's kind of your recipe and your secret sauce to maintain, your mental health?
Well, I don't hang around certain people. I think that's the biggest thing because
your community, your environment.
It is. And
people, place.
I'm a deep thinker. Like, I bring up my wife because we've been together for 20 plus years, and so she always
shout out Van.
Yeah, shout out Van. She's the rock. She'll always catch me like, she'll say, "Well, you just dozing off into space. Like, why are you spaced out right now?" But she don't know that, like, I'm literally processing thoughts, right? My thoughts, like a thought process. Yeah. And I think, it'd be more so of meditating, also planning out my day, but also saying, hey, how can I get better? Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, it's not easy, excuse me. It's hard to get through the process and addressing issues. And once you get through the program, the hardest part is not coming back to the program.
Oh yeah.
Right? The relapse of going back to doing things that. So I started like, again, you got to hold yourself accountable on a day-to-day basis. So, when there's certain things, it's like, hey, Perk, you want to go here? It's like, nah, I'm good. Right? So I'm not going there because if I go there, then this is going to be happening. I don't even want the temptation. I have the self-control. So I catch myself being alone at times, especially when I'm on the road. And it's the most peaceful thing that could happen.
Yeah.
I also catch myself being busy, because when you're busy and you have goals that you set and you're trying to reach goals, then you don't have time for the distractions.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't have time for unnecessary, and you can stay locked in and stay focused. So I think the biggest thing for me is I do a lot of meditation and like thought process. I do have a lot of alone time. Like before I pick up my phone in the morning, because I wake up at every morning I'm up at 5:30. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee, and first hour after I get my cup of coffee, I don't even pick up my phone. Is me drinking my coffee
Yeah.
and getting my thoughts and getting my day and getting myself together.
You're consistent with it. That's incredible, and that's been big key to my recovery. Is I was literally talking to someone. I just celebrated 15 years a couple weeks ago in recovery, and no drugs, alcohol, nothing. And someone was like, "What's been the key to your recovery?" I'm like, "I've been doing the same every morning, every night since I was in early recovery." Took a while to get those habits together, but I think that consistency.
Oh,
is
for
huge.
sure. Your routine is everything.
Yeah.
Your routine to reach your goals. Like if you have goals in life, then it's easy to stay focused, especially if you're trying to actually lock in on those goals.
Oh yeah.
If you're trying to be a better person. So, I don't buy excuses.
Yeah.
I don't buy excuses from no one. I don't buy that, hey, I can't do this or I can't. I'm zero tolerance with that because I don't give myself excuses.
Yeah.
Like you got to face it on head to head.
Yeah.
And so now you're right. I think the routine is the biggest thing, man. And staying focused, staying locked in is the biggest thing as well.
And when you go back to your community and you see a youth who might be struggling or anything, like what advice do you give people in general about how to open up, how to talk about their mental health, how to encourage them to get help? Like what do you do when you're speaking in front of people and an audience where, because you have the platform, a lot of people look up to you, like how do we talk about it all the time, how as a society do we continue to shift the narrative where it's okay to open up, talk about your feelings, get help? Like what's kind of your messaging to the youth now?
So majority of the time I'm always dealing with the young athletes, right? Whether it's basketball players, football players, baseball players, and my message to them so that they could stay the course. And I know majority of these kids are going through stuff, single parent households, it's a lot of distractions. Like kids these days are not like how we grew up, right? We was outside, we was finding something to do. I don't give a damn if you wasn't a
Pickup.
Yeah,
You're just playing.
You're playing.
Outside, you're not worried.
You doing boy shit. Getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? They may find you in the country. We may be crossing in the damn canal looking for an alligator, not knowing it's not even an alligator in sight. But boy shit, right? Keeping yourself occupied. And so what I'm finding is that sports keep these young athletes engaged, right? And I always preach the first word of sacrificing. And as soon as I give them a speech, I'm like, y'all hear it, but listen, the competition is global, it's international, and if you're trying to make it, you have to be willing to sacrifice. So that means less video games, less hanging out, doing things that you're not told to do, not like, it's one thing to go to practice, but what are you doing when someone is not watching? That's number one. Then I tell them, whatever you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. And that's in life. So you can't expect to move up in the rankings in anything in life if you're not putting in the work. Right? It just don't happen. So like I tell my sons, like, they want to get somewhere. They want to go somewhere. And I'm like, hey bro, Like I'm not that person to keep coming in and tell you, did you knock out your set of 200 push-ups before you got in the bed? Like that's on you at this point. And that's what I tell them. Hey, listen, whatever you put into it, when you step on the floor in that next tournament or you step on the field for that next football game, it's going to show. And if you see somebody that's faster, if you see somebody that's more athletic, if you see somebody that's more skilled, that's because they outworking you. So now that message to them keeps them locked in to the point where it's like they don't have time to engage into. So that message right there, it limits the hanging out, or it limits them going to try alcohol at a young age or sneaking out or whatever it is, going to do stuff that's being bought or other people trying to influence them. So now you stop that problem. The next thing is that, hey man, like no matter where you would like if you walk into a basketball gym, a doctor's office, a dentist's office, a school, a graduation, you never know who's watching. So now I send that message to scare them, meaning, hey, if you're a top prospect, sometimes scouts.
There's more eyes on you. I remember growing up, I'd be worried about anything that would sacrifice my future and my getting a scholarship to go play.
Yeah.
But now people are watching you all the time with social, and everyone's got a phone and everyone's recording everything. So people, I think they're more heightened now because of what's going on with smartphones, and everyone's recording everything, especially as a top prospect or this. And unfortunately, the people are trying to catch you in different things because that's going to make them go viral on TMZ or whatever else. So keep that in mind. I think that's a great point because
and you want to scare them.
Yeah,
and you got to, and that's the thing. You want to put fear into these this younger generation. And my thing of scaring them is saying, hey, the things you said, but also, if somebody's watching you, a scout, and they really want to, invest this NIL money in you and give you a scholarship to go to college, they don't dress in a shirt that has Syracuse or North Carolina. They may dress in regular clothes, and they may come sit somewhere that you least expected. They may be, if you go to church, they may be in the back of your church. If you at school, they may dress up, and you never know. They may say,
dress up as the janitor and walking around sweeping, seeing how you interact, from whether it's the principal or the janitor or if it's a scout coming in. But you got to have that same personality and that same, with just the appreciation and gratefulness. It doesn't matter who you're surrounding yourself with, because you got to be that same person and exude that energy, because that's going to come out to your team on whatever team you're playing.
Because character matters.
And I was just going to say, the messaging you're giving, it's straightforward, right? It's hitting them between the eyes. These days I feel like everyone wants to dance around. There's too much coddling. It's like they need a dose of. They've been told their entire life how great they are, how great they are, and congratulations on the GM position. I think everyone is going to learn so much from you and your story, and it's just like, I think as Chaz was talking, as you were talking, I was an athlete growing up. I wasn't as recruited as you guys, but I still played in college football, and the pressure that we were talking about it before, the pressure that these kids are under with the money that's out there, pressure, like, what is that difference in pressure like when you were going to school versus these student athletes that now you're going to be managing a lot of them?
Well, to be honest, is pressure comes with it, because now is I don't even call it college athletics no more. It's actually semi-pro. You're pros. You're getting paid. You're getting paid to do a job and do it at an elite level. So it's a responsibility when you take that. You're signing up to perform at a high level. You're receiving this money to perform at a high level. But also know this, it's good fame and it's bad fame. So you're signing up for the fortune and the fame. Embrace all of it. Because one thing what we can't do, and man, to be honest, y'all, I have turned down a lot of reality shows that wanted to come do reality TV in my Perkins household because we got a
No, you were
different.
telling me that.
Yeah, because my Perkins household is not normal. My wife and 4 kids, they're not normal, and the way that we act now, my kids are great kids.
Yep.
They know one thing about it is I have one rule that I'm very firm on. When you leave up out this house, I better not ever get a report back about your character. And I never receive one. It's always you got great kids, they're respectful. That's that. Now my kids don't call me daddy. They actually call me Big Perk. They call me Big Perk because I'm that guy that want a relationship of, yes, I'm your father, but I'm your friend as well. And it has to be that way because we live in a world where each one of my kids, all 4 of them, they have cell phones. Each one of my kids have social media. And whether it's Instagram, whether it's X, whether it's Facebook or TikTok, something is going to come across to them that they're not supposed to see. Well, they're going to see it, right? That it's going to happen. So I'd rather have that open relationship where they're not scared to come and talk to me about nothing. Like, for example, I told my oldest little kid he'll be a senior next year. He got his car. He got, he's driving and all that. And, he's doing an outstanding job. I told him, I said, listen, man, you got a few friends. I get that. But look, I don't smoke weed no more. I used to. I said, if you have the urge to do it, I would break it just to smoke with you to show you if you, as a dad. Like, I would rather you try with me, and I would rather do that sacrifice for my son for you to go try with a friend not knowing what the hell you smoking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the type of relationship, because I don't want them I want them to be smart, but I also don't want them to be blind and gullible out here in today's world.
Yeah.
So people be like, man, Park, I never thought of it that way. I thought you would be more strict. I said, I am strict. I got rules.
Yeah.
My kids are not disrespectful. The grades better be there. But also, I'm also a realist in the way that society is.
They're going to experiment. I want, like they're kids. But that's the adversity that you go through as a kid, that you can take on more adversity and harder situations when you're a father and you're a provider and you're somebody that needs to be there for your family. I don't want you experimenting when you're 35 years old and you got 3 kids. No, I want you to do that when you're a teen, not teen. I don't want anyone, rupturing their brain and stuff like that.
But it can happen.
Yeah, no,
these kids they're way more advanced than what we were.
Oh, yeah.
They got access to way more than what we had access to.
Yeah, we had the what was that? We had the black box with the cable and hacking in and shit like that, or the AOL. This is a whole nother level that they have access to anything and everything at their fingertips within seconds with these smartphones and social, and it's. And they're
we had flip phones growing up.
We had flip phones. I remember we had what was that? T-Mobile, the Sidekick.
The Sidekick.
I know you.
That was awesome. Yeah.
It was the shit though.
It was, because you could communicate, text anybody, and you're like, all right, meet at this party, whatever it was, and that was like the cool thing. Or the Nextel with
the little Nokia, the little block.
Yeah, playing Snake on the Nokia, stuff like that. But that was so analog compared to what we are experiencing with social. I experience it on a daily basis when I'm on social. It's just natural to compare yourself with every freaking person that you're scrolling through, and and as a young person, 13, 14, 15, and you see your friends and this, and why are they going there? Hey, Dad, why are they doing this? They let them drink or do whatever at their house. Okay, that's a total, they're just seeing it more, and it becomes it's something that you have to address mentally. It's like you can't be on this thing 24/7.
Right.
It's rotten. You're like, they said it's. I mean, I see studies, I see reports that social media is worse than drugs or alcohol for people in their brain development.
Yeah,
And that's
it
that's
is.
really friggin' scary because we are, we're putting this in the hands of our own kids and but now we're more aware of that. We weren't aware of that over the years. Now we're more aware of that like, all right, we got to limit this. It's an hour, but it's something that you could look forward to. You want to go on YouTube and watch something for an hour, or go watch a podcast or something else. Like it can be used in a positive way, but it needs to be. There needs to have boundaries around
Go
it.
actually watch sports.
Yeah.
Go do that for a fucking.
I actually love watching 90s basketball. Mix Bulls on YouTube. It's friggin', it's electric. I mean, those intros and everything with Jordan playing against, Ewing and Oakley and Starks, like, I love watching it.
But the attention span of people now, it's like 10-second little
for
intervals. And the scary thing for me, and we do a lot of speaking at the local high schools here, and we love doing it, but, to get someone's attention for more than 20 minutes, I give our teachers so much credit. I don't know how they're doing it, but like, we need to take the same ways that they learn and they like, and we got to use that to ourselves. And we talk about it all the time. We need to use the technology to our advantage, and we need to brand and market mental health and well-being like to the youth and use that against them for a positive,
And it's about getting creative. Like, people don't realize or people don't know that they see me now in a new career that I built for myself. But this career happened because I didn't retire on my own terms, right? I was forced to retire because the phone stopped ringing. And for 2 years, I was in a depression. For 2 years, I didn't leave out of my house because, one, I was embarrassed because you leave out and they're like, hey, Perk, what team you on? Shit, I'm not on one. And so imagine for 13, 14 years being on that. So what ended up happening? I'm back in there. I'm back drinking. I'm back, doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing in the house. And I'm just in this dark space. And when I got this opportunity to go into the media space, it gave me life again. And I remember it was like probably my 4th or 5th time being on television. And I had an early morning sports center show. And I woke up that morning and I say, I'm gonna get me a wake and bake in. I fired up a fat ass sweet early, like 5:30 in the morning, blew it, took a shower, put Visine in my eyes. I'm like, I'm ready to go. And I got on TV and I was stuck and I forgot everything that I wanted to say. I was literally that high. And from that point, and it's going on 7 years now, I haven't smoked and drank.
Incredible.
For 7 years. And
that's amazing.
It's been an accountability point because I said, although I had a 14-year career in basketball, NBA champion, you want to go deeper, McDonald's All-American, all that, Basketball Hall of Fame, I left so much on the table because my off season wasn't dedicated to my craft. It was dedicated to partying. And I have so many regrets as a player that I told myself I would not have those same regrets in this new chapter of my life. I don't even have an urge for it. Like, I'm so focused, so locked in on what's on being great and being the best version of me, for us just as a dad, as a parent, as a dad, as a husband, and definitely as an analyst on TV and everything else that comes with it, that I was like, nothing's gonna stop me in this chapter. No distractions.
I can see it. I can see it.
And I've been there locked in. And it's crazy because, like, some of my guys was like, Perk, ain't no way I could imagine you post-career not blowing your fucking head back every single day. And I'm like, well, I don't smoke.
Yeah.
I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't consider a glass of wine every now and then as drinking, but, like, when it comes to, no, I'm chilling.
It's impressive, man. And we met during that time.
Yep. You remember. We went to the Italian spot.
Yes, at Pilatos.
Oh, that's food was awesome.
Yeah, my man, my man,
That's food.
my man, Ant. We went to Bellato's, but you were in the G League and you intern
Yeah.
for free with ESPN to get his foot in the door. But this was still, we were talking when you were in the G League.
Yeah.
You got rid of your social media.
Yeah.
You didn't have. I know we had to get back your Facebook, your Instagram. We had to get back everything because you didn't want any part of that because of the your mental health was not good at that time, exiting and being in the G League, and then the back and forth. I remember you were going back and forth. Remember with Drake on the bench?
Oh yeah, that's when I ended up getting a call up.
Yeah, because you got called up
Yep.
from the Canton charge up to the Cavs, and him and Drake were going back and forth on the floor. I think that was during the
That
finals.
was doing conference finals. I think it was,
Yeah.
yo.
And you weren't in a good place because you're like, all right, I've been to I won a championship. I've been on the starting five. I've started more games, more years you've started, and more games you've started than coming off the bench.
Right.
And then it's like, wow, he had to really humble himself, play in the G League, then was playing good, got called up, but then you still weren't playing in those conference finals because you were still that fringe guy right there.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're like, all right, I think I'm done. And then I remember meeting in the city, like, I'm gonna do this internship with ESPN.
Yeah.
And I just I've seen it all the way through, and just you've gotten better at doing your craft every single year. And I know that's why they keep extending you at ESPN and so forth, and your role has expanded every single year.
I
And
appreciate it, Jay.
it's because of the dedication, but you said you're just so laser focused and locked in at being amazing at what you're doing. And it's the analysis, it's your delivery. But that can't happen.
Yeah.
That can't happen without you taking a step back from the other things that were inhibiting you to be great, right? It's just I was, you know what, still gonna be good, but you're because I think about it all the time with myself, and I sit back every day when we're in the office and I think about, did I do my best today? And a lot of times I'm doing a lot of different things, and I'm like, I was really good, but was I my best? And could I have been better? Because you also want to feel like you're doing your best every day, but then you also want to I have a little bit more in that tank. But there's I want to empty that fucking tank.
Yeah.
I want to empty that tank. And I know in the business world, coming from sports, and you could physically feel it when you're emptying your tank on the courts. Afterwards, the sprints, everything after, damn, I physically did it. But from a business perspective, it's mentally, did I mentally give it everything I had? And it's just a different feeling.
You never want to go to bed with regrets. And the G League was one of the best things that ever happened to me in my fucking life. Because it brought me back to my roots of I was taking this NBA journey for granted. I was taking the private jets for granted. I was taking the 5-star hotels for granted. And all of a sudden you get to the G League, and I'm staying in the hood of Canton in a 1-bedroom apartment. We working out at a church where I may be in there lifting weights, and they have this old senior citizen that's
Right next to you.
that I gotta do my supersets with, and I gotta wait for them to finish their arm curls or the machine.
Yeah.
And you walk in and they doing their yoga, they senior citizen class yoga, and you're sharing the gym with them. And I'm like, what the and all of a sudden, travel time comes. And it's like, oh yeah, hey Perk, we leave at 4 a.m. I'm like, 4 a.m? The day before, it's like, yeah, we got a 12-hour travel. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, we gotta stop here, we gotta stop there. Here, your plane ticket is on your email. And I'm like, oh, okay. And we're traveling, and it's nothing but athletes, and I'm like, oh, I got an economy seat, middle seat. Oh, okay, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I wanted to embrace it because I didn't want to be that guy that's like, I just bought me a first class seat. No. I got 12 other guys that are on my team that got to sit back there. I'm sitting back there with you. So I'm embracing it.
It's leadership.
I'm embracing the whole thing. So we land, and we could never land in the city we was actually playing at. We always had to land at the main city and take another hour and a half, 2-hour bus ride to the G League city. And when we got to the hotel, they like, here go your room key. Here, your roommates with this guy. And I'm like, roommates? Like, I ain't had a roommate in 15 years. Like, but it was the G League. I'm like, that's when I bought my own room, but I stayed at the same hotel, right? But it opened my eyes. I was like, 12-hour bus ride to Toronto from Canton, and we driving 3 miles because it's a snowstorm, right? Now, I retired after the third time we had to do it, which I had spent 5 or 6 months in the G League already, but it humbled me. And the most incredible thing that I saw was that my teammates were actually getting offers from overseas. Now, I'm the oldest guy on the team. They were getting offers from overseas, 6-figure deals, 7-figure deals. They were turning them down just to get 1 10-day, just to say they made it to the NBA, and then they was bouncing.
Wow.
Just to get 1 10-day, not to get a long-term deal or no. They just wanted to get one jersey to say I made the NBA roster.
Wow.
Crazy. And so, like, when you experience stuff like that, you start to value people even more in relationships, and you value life even more in the little things that matter. And again, it's just, I think it all comes into play, you know. And I don't mind. Like, I always tell people who's battling addiction or whatever, like, even if you don't seek help when it comes to even just a counselor or something like that, you can seek help in a trusted friend. Sometimes having a hour and a half phone conversation.
100%.
Look, Chaz, Luke, and myself, they've been on the phone for 45 minutes to an hour, just laughing and talking about absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And you don't even
You need
know
people like that.
Huh?
You have to have people like that in your life.
And it goes a long way, because you could be stressed out and you could say, everything that just happened, I'm about to enjoy this conversation. I'll wake up and start tomorrow over and address it tomorrow.
Yeah. And then every once in a while, that I always say, a true friend doubles down. It's like, how you doing today? And I always say, I'm doing good with a big smile.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, one of my friends will catch me. They'll be like, you really doing good? Everything okay at home? Everything good here?
And then you tell them, you tell
and
them.
it gives you the opportunity to open up, and that's what, I always think a true friend is like someone who really double down on that and like try and get you to open up and at least give you that opportunity.
And don't be afraid to open up.
Yeah.
And because you're mentally trained, especially me, just constantly enforcing positivity. I don't care if I'm having a good day. I'm going to tell you I'm having a great day. Like, and that's just like
Only good things happen too.
Chaz Servina.
There we go.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself, man.
You better. And another thing that I live by is people, listen, my message to a lot of people out there in the world is stop giving a about what people have to say or think about you.
Amazing. Yeah.
They're going to say it regardless. That in itself could affect your mental health. And when I say people, I'm talking about people out there in the outside world that you don't even know, that don't even matter. You know what I mean? Like,
You would never ask for their opinion otherwise.
who gives a
No,
like,
and it's
when a friend, somebody that I know may call me like, hey man, such and such, man, they called me and they was talking about this, and I was like, I don't want to hear that shit. My question to you is, why were they comfortable enough to call you to actually talk about me?
Yeah.
And they like, damn, bro, you don't want to hear. I was like, no, hear about it for what? I don't give a fuck. Tell them to keep talking.
Yeah.
And I think, if you get to that space of not giving a what people got to say about you, your mental health will be so much better.
How did you get to that place, just not caring what other people? Because
it's amazing.
Because I'm I've been working on that for years and years and years, and I feel like I'm pretty much there where I say that I don't care what other people say, but I'm like just there, and every once in a while, it'll still rub me the wrong way. Like, what was that process like for you to be like, I really don't care what anyone says?
You married.
Mm-hmm.
You got kids,
No kids yet.
but you married though.
Married.
The only person that you should, well, you got your parents, you got brothers and sisters.
I do.
It's the only people you should give
Good point.
your closest friend. Outside of that, like with me, and I say this respectfully, if it's not Vanity, Kingston, Carter, Zoe, Kendrick Jr., and my close friends and family, I could give two. I could give, because why is their opinion, the outside world, people who trying to get close to me, why should their opinion stop me from getting sleep at night? Prime example, I'm gonna tell you this. So AAU game, right? It goes viral on TMZ. You know, long story short, my AAU program is playing against another AAU program. Great game, intensity, great thing going on. And I'm like, hell yeah! Like I love it for both sides.
Yeah.
Like the competitive shit, and it's going back and forth. Guys are getting pushed to elite level, and we end up winning. All right. And one of the kids from the other kids in the layup line, big kid, he slams one of my kids, not my actual child, but when you have an AAU program, all those kids are my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't been on AAU trips together. These kids,
You get close to
family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And so I actually went over there because all the kids now, they want to scuffle and get each other. And I go over there, I tell the coach nicely, hey man, listen, get your kids, I'm going to get mine. Let's get up out of here. I could tell he got some, man, I don't give a about what you talking about, man. You can't tell me what to do. I'm like, bro, I'm not even on nothing. So I gave him that laugh. I was like, bro, just get your kids. Man, what you talk. So right then, it was like, and I caught myself snapping like, who you talking to? Like, it got to that point. Then it got to that point, and anyway, camera phones or whatever. So 3-4 days later, TMZ emails, and says, hey, do you care to drop a statement? We're going to release this video, tomorrow. It's like, no, I don't give a I'll release my own statement. Drop it. Like, matter of fact, you'd have did better not even sending it or telling me you're going to drop it. Because it wasn't nothing. I was like, and I don't give a And when they dropped it, guess what? It went viral, and guess what? I went commented and I talked about it, and I said, if it happened again, I would do the same thing again. Like, and what I'm saying is, it didn't stop me from going to sleep. It didn't change the way people viewed me. You know what I mean? And I think we live in a world where it's like, man, I don't want to make this. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Live in it. Embrace it. And stop, because 9 times out of 10, the people who have the most to say is the people who's not doing a damn thing with their lives. It's not out there, and I say that, and when I say doing something with your life, it's out there grinding like bad breaks. Whatever you doing in life, is you're not out there trying to go get it and trying to be successful. You're those people, that's those people that are lazy, that's not trying to be. So why the hell should they stop you or stop their opinion matter? F that.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And it's not being arrogant, because you ain't bothering nobody. You ain't bothering nobody. I'm not bothering nobody. Nobody in this room. People want to come bothering us. Okay, keep being mad. Say what the fuck you want to say. Cool. Is that it?
Yeah.
But when you mind your own business, people get upset about it.
Because they don't know your business.
And they want to know your business.
And I'm going to tell
get
you,
involved.
the person who helped me a lot in this transition, and who is a great friend of mine, a great brother of mine, and I love him to death, is Stephen A. Smith. He has been such a mentor to me throughout this entire process. I don't give a damn what nobody say about him. in the public, they can't come tell me nothing bad about Stephen A.
Yep.
Period. I will shut the shit down.
No, you can see it. You can see it on TV,
Now,
on
we go
camera
back
too.
and forth
because-
on our sports debate.
No, but I mean, you
Yeah.
can see that level of, like, even just like, it's more of a brother to
Yeah,
brother
that's what
type
it
of
is.
like
Yeah.
feel. Even when he's looking at his phone, you're like, you better fucking pay attention.
Yeah, that's, you know,
Because
and he taught me that.
Yeah.
I said, bro, why would you care? What the hell you going to post a basketball tape that we got on social media? Why the hell you even looking at the comments? I had to think about it. I was like, why the hell am I looking at the comments?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, leave them to argue about the comments. Who gives a damn? This is your job.
Yeah.
And I took that with
From
me in life.
But you're also, he's a peer and someone who's a number one at probably his craft in the world,
Yep.
giving you that advice and working hands on with him. And you could see it on First Take. I think that was the best ratings ever for First Take,
For 11 years.
right?
Straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 years straight. And even this year.
Well, this year the ratings were out of control with you and him going back and forth. I mean, it was unbelievable. But I think a lot of people, it stems a lot, mental health also stems a lot from hereditary in your family and who you grew up with. Like, when you're constantly worried about what this person thinks or that person thinks, it's like, it's kind of been ingrained in you. And that's why going to therapy and talking through it with friends, with therapists is like, this is something that's been in me, that to caring about when other people think and what they think about me, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and it's hard to break that down because you're like constantly always thinking that way, and at the same time you want to look sharp, you want to look good, you want to do a great job, so you're constantly thinking about that, but you can't let that control your mind at all. And I think the way that you've expressed that is exactly how people should take this and be like,
in the world, like, it's just start today. As my friend.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Sure
the truth
thing.
right there. It's like my wife always says, she's like, if someone has something to say about you, you matter, and take that as a compliment. It shifted my entire mindset. That in a book I read, it's just like, just so much more peace of mind and everything,
Yeah.
What other people say about you is none of your business.
true.
I like
That's-
that.
Yeah, like that one, Paulie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Seriously, and
Yeah.
no, I think, and that segues to a lot about, because you've transitioned from being at the high level, from playing in the NBA Finals, and then now, calling the NBA Finals, and talking on a day-to-day basis in high stress situations. But mentally, did you prepare differently for the NBA Finals when you were playing than now that you're calling it?
No. It's the same preparation. It's the same preparation. Now, obviously, two different jobs, but in this media space, and being an analyst, it's not waking up and just saying, "Oh, yeah, in an hour I go on TV and I get to say what the I want to say." Like you
The
actually,
preparations.
you actually have to study it. You actually have to jump on our production calls for each show. So if you see me and you see that I'm on Sports Center, and then I'm on Get Up, and then I'm on First Take, then I'm on Sports Center, then I'm on NBA Today, then I'm on PTI, and then I'm on Sports Center again, and then NBA Countdown, and then Late Night Sports Center throughout that day, and even the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
It is production calls for each one of those shows.
Not for the Pat McAfee.
Not for Pat McAfee. Not for Pat.
I'm not.
But what I'm saying is, it is production call. It is topics that is emailed to you that you have to be able to deliver. Each show is different. Within ESPN has their own set of producers. Your time is different. You may have 30 to 45 seconds to get a point across while keeping the audience engaged, along with bringing some type of charisma to it.
Yep.
Right? Or you may have a 2-hour show like First Take that I got to be ready to go on here. Me and Steven, they got different opinions on this certain topic. It's about to be a back and forth. I got to be ready. I got to be able to deliver my message, listen to what he got to say while I'm listening, processing on what I'm about to return back to him to counter my part. And then all of a sudden you have a shift. With NBA today, we're going to break down plays. You know, you may have a player interview. So it's all that. It's the preparation of it. It's not just wake up and then, hey, man, Perko, just, nah. Sometimes things come to me.
No, I know.
It's just on the moment, but it's a real preparation. And that's why you see, you know, I have so much respect for Mike Greeny,
Oh yeah.
Malika Andrews, Jay Harris, Hannah Storm, Pat McAfee, Stephen A, Shay, Cornette, Michael Eaves. I don't want to Laura. I don't want to leave Christine. Like all of these people, the preparation you have to put into doing a show.
Yep.
The producers, the preparation that they have to do, from Jaron to Kwakus to Demetrius to Greg Condis, and like people don't understand what you have to go through on a day-to-day basis to get ready to do a show to make sure you deliver in great fashion.
But that's part of the humility, which I love that. But it's also, it goes back to you being part of the team, and you don't want to let anybody else down either.
No.
You're putting in those hours. You're like, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna bring my A game every single time because you know how much effort and time they're putting in, and that goes same thing.
Because they trust me.
Yeah.
They trust
There's
that
a huge
Kendrick
trust
Perkins
factor.
is gonna come with his best all the time. It don't matter what show I'm on, and I gotta continue for them to trust me because I wasn't a Hall of Famer NBA wise, but for me to get where I'm at today and continue to stay there, I got to make sure that I'm always at my best. I'm always able to hold the audience, have their attention, and be able to deliver the right information. Sometimes it's opinion. Some people disagree, agree, but at the end of the day, long as I keep them watching, and long as they say, you know what, Big Perk all right with me, I done did my job.
Yeah. I think that's a great segue into
God.
the next question.
Yeah, no, we've been open for 5 years here, and it's all about team. We don't believe in pride. We don't believe in ego. Like we work really well. We communicate. We're accountable. And we just saw the Knicks go. We're talking about it outside. They went on this unbelievable historic run, and they just looked like they had so much chemistry on the court, off the court. In your opinion, what is the foundation in the building block of just a great team?
I always use this terminology of you have to lose yourself in the team. You have to lose yourself
I like that.
in the team.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, you lose yourself in the team. I can't be the best version of myself unless you're the best version of yourself. And I need you to be that in order for me to be me.
Yep.
And when you play and you have a team that has no agenda, individual agenda, and you're trying to reach the ultimate team goal of success, you're going to reach smaller individual goals that everybody's going to be rewarded at the end of the day.
Love that.
And that's how you got to go about it. So when I'm always saying, hey, listen, if your role is to be head of marketing, your role is the owner, your role is this, your role is this, that, and the other. Each person be a star in your role. Be great at what you do, and watch the results are going to favor for us at the end. But I can't, if this is your role, you can't do your role in somebody else's job. Like if the Knicks, Josh Hart role was to be, I'm the motor of this team. My job is to get extra possessions, knock down timely threes, bring energy. Jalen Brunson, your job is to be big body Brunson. Towns, I know what your role used to be, but big fella, I'm going to challenge you to be that starting center and defensive anchor. And at times, we're going to utilize you. But I need you to be a floor spacer. Might not get more, but be a star in that role. OG Anunoby, 3-and-D guy. I need you. What the outside world saying, what the guys in this room are saying, that's the same way in business and life. And it sounds crazy, but when you're in business, you're on a team, and you're on a team, the only thing that matters when you're trying to accomplish a goal, whether it's in business, sports, or whatever, is the people that's on your team. So what end up separating teams is when people leave their teams and go home or go different directions, and it's somebody in your ear telling you this should be happening.
Yep.
This should be happening. This should be happening. The one thing that I applaud my wife about for 20 plus years, even in my role, she never with me about or give me her opinion. She'll give me my opinion about basketball or something if I didn't play good or she felt like I was full of on something.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, hey, I need you, I think y'all should do this, because y'all already got the squad in place. And if you keep that tight niche and you block out the outside noise, everything is going to elevate to another level.
Yeah. No, and that's something that we've been looking for, that bedrock, and I love how you describe the individual roles. And I think that's a lot of what we do here is just like everyone just concentrates, stays in their lane, and communicates when they need to go back and forth. And I saw a lot of that there, and we should probably start heading up so we can deliver that message.
And the last thing too is like, guess what? You're going to have moments where you don't see eye to eye. You know how many times we had moments in 2008 where KG sat across and I looked at him, fuck you. Oh, you on that today? You on that today? But the next day is love. And you know what's always healthy? I call it a coming to Jesus meeting. Every now and then, once a month, guess what? It's okay to get the whole team in a room. Hey, y'all, let's have an hour conversation and let's not take it personal. We're trying to get better for one another. What do you think I could do to get better? Got you. What do you think, and then you hear your people out, you accept it, and then you move on.
Yeah.
I think it's about having that right mentality and that right mindset with the team. Because Brian asks me all the time, he's like, what can I get better at? He's like, be honest with me, what can I get better at? And I think as we grow the team here at Valley Spring and bring on guys like yourself, Perk, it's about being honest with what you're struggling with, what you're doing. And you know what? As a team, we're here to pick each other up and be able to, carry us through the tough times, because how that's it too. Like you don't just, point fingers or try to, belittle somebody because they're having a tough time. It's like, all right, I know I'm going to go through a tough time myself, and I'm going to want my team there to be there for me. And it's that back and forth.
And most importantly, don't be afraid to get uncomfortable. Like, don't be afraid to get outside the box. Like, don't be afraid to. When I say get uncomfortable, it's like, oh yeah, this next. Hey, let's do this. We going. We jumping off the porch and we about to expand here. We about to go here. With anybody else saying, we doing it.
And whenever I feel fear, anxiety now, it's like I used to shy away from it. Now I want to run through that wall because like I actually, in a sick way, I embrace it. Like I start to get fearful or insecure or anything. I'm like, I like this feeling now. It's almost like a mind game that I play with myself. I'm ready to run through that fucking wall because I know once I accomplish it, the feeling afterwards, it's like, you can do anything. It's like, and that's what I think life and growth is about, is conquering your fears. Conquer fear, you grow. Conquer fear, you grow. And that's what we try and teach a lot of the people here. So,
and get uncomfortable.
Damn
I'm
right.
telling you, get uncomfortable.
You get a little too comfortable, you get complacent, right?
Yeah, this is amazing.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, man.
That's
That's
a
great
conversation, man. So awesome.